Who is ready for hurricane season? Hurricane season is right around the corner. I don't know about you, but this time of year, I start getting ready for that, start thinking about it. I'm in Northwest Florida, and we had a major Cat 5 hurricane come through here. Hurricane Michael hit here in 2018. It was very traumatic for a lot of people. It really had a profound impact in this area. But, putting together a first aid kit is just a smart thing to do in this day and age. So, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to share my kit with you. It's going to be a bit of a spontaneous video because I did not write a script for this. I just did a talk on how to put together a first aid kit. And it's been on my mind. Every year I've been wanting to do this video. And I haven't done it because I'm like, oh, my kit, it's not perfect. I don't have everything set the way I want. But you know what? That's all right. We're going to go through it. I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to be taking notes as I go along of things that I need to add, things I need to switch or improve. So you can see just how I do that. And yeah, let's get into it. Just real quick, the last little short that I did, I shared with you wild lettuce. That's what I have in this file here. This is something I keep in my kit, and I made this from Lactuca virosa. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, it's basically like a tar-like substance. We'll talk about that just a little bit more. Let me show you what the kit looks like. This is basically it, okay? It is a big plastic cube tub of things, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's laid out. I have other kits too. I actually have a kit that I keep in my car. It doesn't have any herbs in it because your car can get so hot here in Florida. If I had herbs in it, they would just expire very quickly. So it's basically a kit for like serious emergencies. So things to stabilize somebody's spine or to do a tourniquet or to wrap a sprain. And that's a kit I just keep in my car, and I will take that with me if I'm going out on like a serious hike, if I'm going to be gone for a few days, and I'd throw a few herbs into that bag. So I'll show you that as well. I can't really take credit for anything other than just putting this kit together. So all the ideas for it came from three of my best teachers. Number one, Miles Coleman. He is my number one mentor, and he has taught me a lot about hit medicine, kung fu medicine, trauma. And then the other two teachers that were very influential in helping me put this kit together, you can go out and check them out for yourselves. They're amazing teachers too. Sam Kaufman, so he runs the Human Path, and I took a wilderness first aid course through his school. And then the other person is Seven Song. Seven Song is amazing. So it's seven, the number, and then song, SONG. And I'll put links to all of this down below. But Seven Song is just an incredible herbalist as well. And he runs a free clinic up in the Northeast. So this is the kit that I keep in my vehicle. And this has more items just for emergencies. I don't keep any herbs in here. Here is my first aid kit that I keep in my house. Now you're probably thinking this is a really big box, but the truth is what you need to decide is how you're going to use your first aid kit. Are you going to use it in your house? Are you going to be traveling with it? What size does it need to be? So I settled on this because this is something that I can easily pick up and take in my car. Obviously, I'm not going to be walking around with this, but I decided that a large plastic tub was going to be the best solution for me, especially because I live in a hurricane zone. I want to keep everything in the kit dry, and I also want to make it really easy for anyone to be able to access. Because you always have to be thinking about yourself as well. What if you became incapacitated and somebody needed to get into your kit to help you? So let's open this thing up. Very first thing that I want to share with you is this printout that I have from Seven Song's website. So you can go to his website, check it out. He has all of these free first aid checklists. So you can make very specific kits based on the different checklists that he has available to you. You can see that's his website right there, sevensong.com. And this is just a really great guideline. Doesn't mean that you have to put everything that he has in here. You have to think about, what are you going to be using? What are your circumstances that you might be addressing? Think about your own health problems. Think about the people, your family, your friends, people in your neighborhood. This is great. So there's all kinds of other tools listed as well that you might want to include in your kit. So wound care kit, liniments, syrups, vinegars, oils and tea blends, salves. You get the idea, okay? You can check this out. Like I said, this is a free resource. It's available to you from Seven Song's website. Go out there, check them all out. You're just going to have to do a search for the ones that you want. And when I came home, I started making these lists here of different things that I might want to address. These are just some basic stuff: cuts, scrapes, burns, nausea, headaches, fever, inflammation, pain, trauma, infection, sickness, earache, toothache. And then a little more serious on the other side, bleeding. That's going to be probably your number one concern. Diarrhea, constipation, PTSD, bites, allergies, asthma, poisoning, sprains, dehydration, and seizures. All right? And then from that, you can start building your kit. Now, you might not have everything that you need all at once. You just start with just a small kit. I started with just a little tiny kit about this big, and it just had like 4 or 5 items in it. The other reason that I got this box is because I could divide everything up very easily so that other people could use it and find things. You can see I have this divided into digestion, skin stuff, flu, cold, respiratory, calming, aches and pains, viral and bacterial, bleeding, and trauma. And then over here, I just have a mix of different things that you might need: mask, gloves, tongue depressor, bandages, antiseptic wipes. So I'll just quickly go through and show you a few of the items that I have in each of these sections, just to give you some ideas of how my kit is stocked. So this right here is probably one of the most important things in your kit, and that's going to be activated charcoal. This is going to be used for poisoning and bites, very important. You can see I have a couple of masks. Plastic bags are good to have too, because you can put things in them, keep stuff dry. That's a little bit of slippery elm powder. I have some, I'm not advertising for them, but some electrolytes. Just some basic things like ginger, just having some ginger for somebody who has an upset stomach. These are just very easy, simple things you can put in your kit. Cascara sagrada. This one would be great if someone has constipation. Over here on the skin stuff, you can see I just have random things in here too that you might need. A little pack of matches. Put that back there. I have my essential healing salve. I have this cream that I got from France that is really good for burns. This is all in French, so I wrote burns on there. I have some dried herbs for burns and plasters. I have a lot of these empty little bottles. These are good if you need to dispense something to someone. You need to give them just a little small amount of a tincture. Oh, this is really great for burns as well. Ching Wan Hung. Carry that. Hand sanitizer. All right, then we move on to flu and colds. I have jade screen. I use that as a preventative. A little bit of peppermint essential oil to help with breathing. I have some little homeopathic things. Ragweed, it's good for allergies. I have just some regular old Zyrtec because you never know when you might just need some Zyrtec. I have some Adui Yao of lily bulb and Ophiopogon for lung dryness. Lobelia, excellent for breathing, asthma. Echinacea, good old trusty Echinacea. Okay, you always need something to calm the herbalist. So I have some deep stress. This is my heart mender that I make. This is really good for calming. Albizia, another wonderful herb for calming the shen. Hops, more nervines. A little bit of lavender essential oil. Some kava in liquid form and kava in powdered form. Oh, and some heliochrysum essential oil. This is really good too for if someone's having like a PTSD episode. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate all of your comments and everything. I've been going back and reading them and responding to everything that I can. Like, comment, subscribe, or check out the description of this video down below for different ways that you could support my work here. All right, how about viral and bacterial? What do we have in here? Oh, Spanish needle. This is one of our natives. Love this one. This is a great plant, Biden's alba. I make a tincture of that every year. Juniper berries, if you've got a little UTI or something like that. Stonebreaker for kidney stones. Gloves. All right, we'll go on to aches and pains. This is one of my favorite sections here. I have some things for doing seeding, like ear seeding. I have a liniment from one of my teachers, Miles. This is his tendon liniment. Oh yes, a little white flower. This is great for just reviving tired muscles. Also good to help with breathing. Cranial comfort, headaches. Moxa sticks, smokeless moxa. It's good if you have to be in a confined building with other people. Oh, what else did I got? All kinds of stuff. Clove bud, excellent if you have a toothache. Traditional Aleve and Advil, because somebody might just want that. Again, I've got the cranial comfort for a headache. Okay, and then we have bleeding and trauma, probably one of our most important sections back here. I have a couple of different tea pills that I use for bruising and trauma. So we have the Stasis Clear and Bruise Mender. I've used both of these on people that have experienced trauma, they've been in car accidents, different things like that. Always have to have some Yunnan Bayao on hand to stop bleeding internally, externally. Another liniment. This is for joints, joint pain, trauma, inflammation. Oh, shepherd's purse. This is another good one for bleeding. Tincture that I made. This is also, this is Yunnan Bayao or Tianchi in a powdered form. And then I also keep this as well, Bleed Stop. So stops bleeding in seconds. So any of these are great to put in your kit. And of course, larger sterile gauze pads. Put my wild lettuce back in there too in the aches and pains, or no, wild lettuce, I'm going to put that in the calming section. Okay, in this little bag I have all kinds of things. I have tape, gauze, smaller bandages, benzoin tincture. What else have I got in here? Afterburn. There's my matches. A triangular bandage, which is very helpful for all kinds of injuries. Something to warm your hands, hot hands. Okay, I've got little baggies. And most important, all kinds of little extra doodads. So we've got medical pins. I've got tweezers. All right, you get the idea. I hope that this inspires you to create your own first aid kit. And I hope it wasn't too intimidating. You don't have to make a kit as big as mine. You can do something much smaller. You can make it larger. Make it to suit you and what your circumstances are. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.